Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, wrestling fans, and sports entertainment fans, welcome to the No Shave Man Cave. I'm Ellie Jair, and man, I tell you, watching the last episode of any year is pretty exciting. This is the last Dynamite, then it's the last Raw, then it's the last SmackDown, then we'll have Collision, and then the last pay-per-view is World's End. So hopefully, our brothers and sisters, part of the fam here at the No Shave Man Cave, come check us out here at our YouTube channel. We'll be doing live reactions all night, and super excited to see what is going to go down on this card. It is really developing to be quite something, and just like this last episode of AEW Dynamite, I mean, it's very interesting as the year comes to an end, and we're talking about who's doing what to who and who's going to be in what storyline, and Sky Blue is this, and Statlander is that, and like, I'm just over the moon with the product, and very, dare I say, proud of AEW and what they're doing. And yes, VPs come and go. You know, WWE does it. NWA, MWL, they're a little more kind of under the radar, and I'm sure, when TNA rebrands, they're going to do some restructuring. It isn't just going to be, all right, hey, change your shirt. We're going from Impact to TNA. There's, you're going to do something, especially with some of these new TV deals, right? So TNA has signed a TV deal with Endeavor. The owners of Endeavor are the owners of WWE. So now this opens up a potential opportunity for TNA and WWE, or does it? Now, I would say yes, but I'm sitting here going, well, that's what I think. Well, I don't get paid to think, right? So hopefully this will turn into something. What else is going on is WWE and All Japan are now in cahoots. So I am jacked to the nines on this one. We're sending Dempsey from NXT over to All Japan, and he's going to compete. Now, we have the number one contendership for the WWE United States title, which, the United States title sort of started this whole thing. I appreciate Coden and Ryland hooked me up with the United States title last year, and I was like, man, that's really cool. I'm going to start, and originally all my titles behind me were United States titles, so super excited. So on our background here, I don't know if you noticed, one of our titles is taken down. One of my titles is taken down, and it's the Lucha Underground title. Now, this title is absolutely one of my favorites because I was just over the top with Lucha Underground. So Jay Tilly and I have a really cool idea for next year, so I'll see if we can work it out, but I'll replace the Lucha title. I'll put it back up as soon as I'm done messing around. So, but yeah, so speaking of messing around, so over on Dynamite, we had a triple threat match, which, real talk, I thought Swerve was just going to roll through and pin everybody and come back and pin everybody again, just because, there's a I don't want to say rocket ship, but definitely the right amount of attention and pressure and respect for everything that Swerve is doing. And if this guy isn't, dare I say, the world champion in 2024 over at AEW, I don't want him over in Ring of Honor, AEW's world champion, then we may have missed the mark, or he did something crazy and it just came out, right? So AEW comes out and they start with an absolute banger. One of the most accomplished wrestlers in professional wrestling, Jay freaking White. He has won everything in New Japan. Very accomplished over in Ring of Honor. He comes stateside and sort of toils, right? And this guy is straight up championship caliber material. And I wouldn't be mad if he was in the WWE. And why is because of his presentation, the way he carries himself, and I think he has the goods, right? Oh well, it's no longer the measuring stick just to make it to the WWE. Okay, fine. Maybe it isn't, maybe it is. To each his own, right? Well, I want to be a wrestler. Oh, I want to be a sports entertainer. Oh, I just want to get paid. Okay, well, land wherever you're going to land, get paid wherever you're going to get paid. Matt Cardona comes out and he says, well, WWE never called me back when they were doing the rehires. Man, this guy is straight gold, straight money, and if he goes back to the WWE with everything that they've got going on with all of the TV deals and everything, and we're talking about, oh, WWE's losing this TV deal, and WWE is moving from USA to CW, and from Fox to USA, and from USA to Warner Brothers, and then Warner Brothers and Discovery, and all these other mergers. Well, it's you know, there's just different ways to consume professional wrestling, right? So I watch New Japan through the app. I watch almost all of my wrestling on my computer while I'm sitting up here in the cave figuring out what the next bit and piece of our show or what our next step is going to be. And, I listen to my son. He watches a lot of football and, basketball and stuff on his phone. And then my older son, he's got ESPN Plus and Apple TV and all this other stuff, so he's using all of his devices and stuff. So the way you're taking in and consuming your TV or sports or, basic streaming entertainment is going to be different depending on, what you got going on. So all these different changes, I think it's changes, and it's not for the sake of change. I think it's the world is changing, and I don't want to say, oh, you're cutting the cord, da 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 da, because you still have to have a cord coming into your house, right? So I have fiber, some people have satellite, some people have whatever. The signal comes from somewhere, blah, 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 blah. What is the whole point? There are, a million different ways to get a hold of your sports entertainment and your professional wrestling. And there are numerous companies that are providing that entertainment and that wrestling product. MLW is working on a TV deal. TNA just signed a new deal. WWE is signing multiple deals. And, I am interested to see what's going to happen with Peacock and what's going to happen with Warner Brothers and what's going to happen with, is there going to be something with the Max, streaming Max kind of a thing. And, you can also do the whole pay-per-view thing on Fight TV or, the Ring of Honor. You can get the Ring of Honor. So enjoy it how you're going to enjoy it. And I tell you what, 2024 is going to be a banger of a year. And, like I said, Swerve Strickland, he's going to have a rocket on his back, I think, next year. John Moxley comes out the victor for the Triple Crown tournament. This tournament, I was like, oh, I don't know. And it isn't quite the G1. I think it's actually a little bit better. For me, I think it's a little bit better because it's not just this promise of you're going to get a title shot and, just choose how it's going to go down. This is no kidding, the first of its kind Triple Crown Championship, and you're going to get Eddie Kingston being able to defend his strong title, his Ring of Honor world title, and potentially add that Continental title. And man, this Continental Classic, I'm feeling it. I cannot wait to see what this title is. Now, I already said, when we get this TNA title, that I'm hoping it's going to really slap, because I wanna go grab this title. Yeah, so I'm super excited. Congratulations to Eddie Kingston and Moxley. I think this is going to be great. The World's End, they're gonna meet, and it's going to be a banger. It's going to be very violent. Chances are, because Moxley's involved, there's going to be a little bit of blood. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brace yourselves for a little bit of kala. And, I'm going to just have to not suck it up the way the Cowboy and Swerve did during their match. But I tell you, I think it's going to be worth the price of admission. And, if you haven't already gotten the AEW World's End pay-per-view, you've got plenty of time. You can get it right there through Bleacher Report. And I haven't had any problems with streaming on our the Bleacher Report stream. I have a little kind of janky internet, but my streaming experience hasn't been bad. And if it gets too sideways, then I can hop on my phone. Usually I don't have any issues. So, but man, so we're also going to see Christian Cage and Adam Copeland. Now, Christian Cage has been one of my favorites, Captain Charisma. For those of you who aren't watching the stream, I'm doing the looking out in the crowd like Captain Charisma. And that move, the kill switch, just so violent. And, he's not the biggest dude, but the way he carries himself as this shit heel is straight cash money. And he's writing checks that he can cash both on the mic and in the ring. And we're going to see Adam Copeland go face to face with Christian Cage for the TNT Championship in a no holds brawl, no holds barred, no disqualification match, right? And these guys are going to burn it down. And you can predict however you're going to predict. I think I was 20% last pay-per-view on predictions. So don't bet your rent money on what I'm calling Adam Copeland coming out the victor and your new TNT champion, because there is no need to take the title off of Christian Cage, because he's doing great work, right? That whole group, that whole regime, the patriarch, the family, the father, bringing Mother Wayne on TV, and she's not great on the mic, but she's good enough to be right there with Adam Copeland and Christian Cage on camera. So this is going to be a lot of fun, and definitely stick around for this. I don't think this will be the end of it. I think there will be something else that will loom, so it would make sense for Christian to win and Adam be pissed off about stuff, but then he'll hop into a program with some of the other younger talent that he's wanted to have a program with. So batten down the hatches, get ready, because it's going to be on like Donkey Kong. Someone else who is on is my girl Blue Sky. Now, I'm not from Chicago, but Chicago's own Blue Sky should be extremely proud of this character progression, the move set that she has built up, and just this swag that she has is really gold on camera. Now, for her to get a win over Chris Statlander, who hasn't been beat in a while, and she didn't get pinned for the TNT title. She lost the TNT title in a three-way, and man, so Blue Sky gets the win, a really nice rub to sort of elevate Blue Sky and everything that she's doing, and bam, there is Julia Hart. And Julia Hart is like, she is it. I think 2024 is going to be a hell of a year for Julia, and AEW has really done a nice job of building those talent to the level of being able to carry a show. Now, is it Collision? Is it an event for Ring of Honor? Is it Dynamite? Is it a house show that AEW does occasionally? Hey, yes, all of them. And speaking of shows, woo! So January 10th, AEW is coming to the bold city of Jacksonville, the city of bridges, and yours truly, Ellie Jair and Jay Tilly, the No Shave Man Cave. We are going to be live and nationwide right there at the show. We are super pumped. Can't wait to see what this is going to turn into. And, we might be recording, we might not, we might just do some audio and do some meet and greets and fist bumps and stuff, who knows. But super excited, and really, really cool time to be a wrestling fan for us, and hopefully for you, because you as fans are watching all of these young talent progress. And when people talk about, oh, WWE keeps bringing out all of these Hall of Famers and all of these old timers from the Attitude Era, why can't now be that? Why can't now be the time to remember, and 5 years from now we're bringing out the talent and some of the wrestlers that are here now? And what is Braun Breaker going to look like? What is some of the younger talent, Chris Statlander, what is she going to be, a 16-time world champion like Charlotte Flair? Is Adam Copeland and Christian Cage, when they're done wrestling, are they going to now be the equivalent of the superstars that they bring out, the Kurt Angles that they bring out, the Stone Colds that they bring out for All In or All Out? Like, this is a pretty significant time, right? Bryan Danielson, 5 years from now, he's hopefully he'll be doing some backstage work for AEW for a long time, because he's got a great mind, he's a draw, and you definitely want to have someone like that wheeling and dealing for you. And Tony Khan, truth be told, he needs some folks to his left and his right who aren't just saying yes. Hey, I had this idea. Oh, that's a great idea, Tony. Man, we need to put that on wax. We need to print that. We need to put it out. We need to send it out. Well, hey, Tony, that is a great idea. I'm not saying it's not, because, you want all your toys in your toy box and everything. However, if we do this, that, and the other, I think this will have a larger impact on AEW long term, instead of some microwave, dinner instant satisfaction. Because, you have this slow burn with AEW and some of this talent, because who saw Hart as the TNT champion when the year started? I didn't. I really didn't. And although she's got a really cool look, she's with the House of Black, everything is good. Her carrying gold in AEW was not something that was on my radar. Blue Sky was, I don't necessarily like the enhancement talent or jobber, but she wasn't winning every match like she is now, because AEW has invested the time and effort in these wrestlers, and to push them and get them over. And you've got wrestlers coming in like bona fide Hall of Famers coming in and who are doing the work behind. So behind the curtain, I mean, behind the scenes, and letting the talent now get that shine. You don't see Mark Henry in front of the camera. You don't see, you do see Chris Jericho, but not to the same extent that, I was kind of harping on before. And, this talent is really growing. Sammy Guevara, multi-time TNT champion. Is it time to bump him up and give him the shot of being a world champion? Not with this current trajectory of his character, but there isn't anything saying that they can't go back and revisit this Pillars story. How awesome would this Pillars story be, right? So, out comes Darby Allin, out comes Sammy Guevara. MJF is over there. Oh, look at me. Jack Perry, is he the devil? Is he not? Right? This would be very, very cool if it turns into something. And what is the harm with that, right? So let AEW be AEW. They've gotten past the CM Punk stuff. They've gotten past the brawl. Everybody's signed NDAs except for Jericho, evidently, and we're just going to move on. We're gonna let history be history and look forward to All In next year, roughly the same time period in England. They're gonna have a phenomenal year, I really believe. January 10th, Jay Tilley and I are gonna be in Jacksonville at Daly's place, just chopping it up, and I am jacked to see the energy of the AEW roster when they come back to Jacksonville. So. Everybody get ready for a very, very busy year. AEW has put out their schedule, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty busy one. And, they do a lot of really cool events. Looking forward to seeing them in New York and what MJF is going to do. I think, he's our scumbag, and I'm here for it. He got done kind of dirty by Samoa Joe. He's no longer the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champion, so that'll be interesting to see what that turns into. Does that mean that it's Adam Cole, baby, and he's pissed, and now he's going to come back? You lost my tag team title. I tried, blah blah blah, and then he screws him over again and says, "Oh, I was the devil." Who knows? Kudos to Toni Storm as the year ends as your women's world champion, and some great character work that she's got going on. So excited to see Thunder Rosa back in the ring, and what is this gonna mean, right? Whose ear does she get in, and how does she start the slow burn to return back to the mountaintop as your AEW Women's World Champion and claim her rightful place as the Women's Champion? Because she never lost the title, right? She had to relinquish it backstage in a recorded bit. She was the women's world freaking champion. She was the world champion, and I think it's just a matter of time before she's strapped back up. She has some bangers. I'd like to see Britt Baker back in the ring. Hopefully her back is doing well, as someone who suffers from some back issues. Totally sympathize. I hope she's well and can continue to perform at a high level and not risk her long-term quality of life. So, we've got Eddie Kingston and Bryan Danielson had a great match, and Kingston comes out the victor. So he's going to go head-to-head against, a very game Moxley, who arguably should still be the international champion had he not gotten his bell rung. I talked about that a couple of episodes ago, what would some of the storylines be? Because they have to keep pivoting because of all the injuries. So, AEW may want to look at what their schedule is. They've got this huge roster, and then at the same time, do they look at their medical staff? Do they look at their trainers? Do they have the right trainers there in place to keep their champions, keep their talent healthy, ready to go? I you know I don't know the right answer, but I think you look at some NFL teams that got bit by the injury bug. The 49ers, they went through a 4-week stretch where they were tore up from the floor up, and everybody comes back, they're healthy, and they come out hitting on all cylinders. So it's just a matter of time before everybody is healthy. AEW, professional wrestling, sports entertainment doesn't have an off season. You hear wrestlers talking about, hey, I'm going to take some time off, blah, blah, blah. Sami Zayn went away for a little while. Gunther's getting ready to go away for a little while. McIntyre was gone for a minute. Some wrestlers go away. Perry has been gone for a while. They're, looking to repackage him and bring him back on. So, give some of these guys that are getting, and girls that are getting a lot of camera time, maybe they take a little bit of a hiatus. Charlotte is injured. She's going to be out for damn 9 months. This is both good and bad. Oh, I can't believe you'd say someone getting injured is good. Facts. It is terrible when anyone gets injured or hurt. It is terrible. However, we can now take advantage of the time that we have with the superstars that WWE has on their roster. Then it also creates a market for Monet to come back at a higher price. And you look at what everybody's making and their net worth and all this other stuff. It only takes one. It takes one team willing to pay that amount of money. However, I know I keep saying that, so that was the last time I'll say that. Now, how did it work out for the Broncos? You've got Russell on the bench now. How did it work out for my G-men? You've got Danny Dimes banged up until next season, and we had a undrafted dude, and now we have a journeyman quarterback for the rest of the season in Tyrod. So both, they've proven that they should be on a team. Should they be starting? Maybe not. I don't know. But it creates opportunity. So, the man Becky Lynch wouldn't be the man Becky Lynch had there not be injury. Look at what Scorpio Sky had going on before he got injured. Man, this guy was rocking and rolling. He had a custom TNT title. It would look like the Lakers. I thought this guy is going to be rocking and rolling. He's already held the tag team championship. Now he's got the TNT title, and all he needs to do is win the world title. And then they came out with the All Atlantic and International, so it's whatever. But there's opportunity in someone goes down, the next man, next woman up. So there's definitely an opportunity. So wish everybody nothing but the best. And on behalf of Jay Tilley and I hope everybody has a happy freaking stinking new year. And we've got some New Year's resolutions, and we are very, very excited about what 2024 has in store for the No Shave Man Cave. So this all started, out of a loss that Jay Tilley's, family and friendship, cohort had a loss, and we had already been talking about it, and now here we are. We started in February, and to be here now talking and, part of your streaming time, I really appreciate it. Couldn't be any more grateful and really, really looking forward to 2024. So let's zoom in here. So we're getting ready to sum this up, and we've got a couple of more episodes that we're going to drop. We're going to be live on YouTube on Saturday from 7 to 8. Super excited about that. Wanted a quick shout out friends of the show, Floral Design over here in Florida, out of Jacksonville. Super excited. Thank you so much for the hook up your boys. Go ahead and check them out at jpfloralgift.com. Super cool floral designs, chocolate and wine. So my girl came by and habooed me, hooked a brother up. This is a wine bottle, and it is freaking covered in chocolate. How freaking cool is that? So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, joyous Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah to everybody, and thank you so much for all the love and support that we've gotten. So, and super excited again, like we said, about the new year. Looking just so forward to it. We've got a couple more episodes to put down in 2023, and I'm so jacked about 2024. So, man. So, let's sign it off. Let's send everybody home happy, because all everybody remembers is the finish. So, kudos to everybody over at AEW, and having a fantastic show. And we are about to have a Continental Classic banger of a banger. Good luck to Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. You know, may the best man win. I know this is going to be phenomenal. So, until next time, friends, fam, thanks for checking me out, checking us out here in the No Shave Man Cave. On behalf of Jay Tilly, I'm Ellie Jer. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you on the floor.